Welcome to yet another review by Figuarts. Today we are reviewing Luke Skywalker as he appears in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, by Bandai's S.H. Figuarts. This figure is in 1/12 scale, and the first thing we're going to be doing is verifying that scale. So here is my ruler. I'll place it against his back and angle him such that you can get a good look. I'm going to be using this piece of cardboard here to get an exact measurement rather than eyeballing it. So here we go. Comes out to 5 inches and 13/16 of an inch. So that translates to 5 feet and 9.75 inches. And I'd say that's pretty exact because Mark Hamill is listed via Google search as 5 feet 9 inches tall. So the extra 0.75 inches can be attributed to the soles of his boots. So as far as I'm concerned, this figure is perfectly in scale. So now let's take a look at the details of the sculpt up close. Let me adjust the focus of my lens. There we go. Now as far as I'm concerned, that looks exactly like Mark Hamill. Looks pretty damn incredible, pretty lifelike. All of the details of his face. Even the little mole, if you want to call it that, beneath his lower lip is sculpted on the figure, so that's pretty damn amazing. You've got his cleft chin. I mean, it really just looks just like Mark Hamill. Now, the hair is a bit odd, you could say, because of the color. In the movie, the character's hair is blonde, but they've made it gold. I personally don't mind, but I do admit that that is quite odd. But I see it as a very cool stylistic choice, so I don't mind at all. Now on the body we have all of these sculpts of wrinkles, so that adds quite a bit of detail and realism to the figure, which I really appreciate. I love the gloss on the boots, which helps to, distinguish them from the rest of the outfit since everything is black, and you really need that gloss to help the boots pop out. But you can't attribute that to S.H. Figuarts in terms of, their creativity, because that detail is present, on the costume, on the outfit, in the movie. But I think S.H. Figuarts did a really good job of replicating that. So 2 thumbs up for them in that regard. So now let's take a look at the articulation of the figure. Now before I begin, I'd like to mention that I've been having issues with the right arm. It tends to pop out whenever I manipulate it too much, so you might see that happen when I demonstrate the articulation of the figure here on camera. So let's start out with the head. We have a full 360 degrees of rotation. Very nice. We can tilt the head upwards that much. We can tilt it downward that much. We have butterfly joints at the shoulders, so we have theoretically more motion than we'd have otherwise. Now hopefully the right arm does not pop out while I demonstrate the articulation, but I think it's going to. It happens quite a bit. So if we turn the arms upward like this, Jesus Christ, see, it's giving me issues here. It's like it's ready to pop out. It seems like the issue is that this component of the butterfly joint is rather stiff. So when I try and manipulate the arm, it rubs up against this component here that comprises the butterfly joint, and therefore experiences a bit of resistance, and it pops out when I try and manipulate it too much. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I feel like it's going to. See? It seems like the butterfly joint on the right side of the figure, which is on the left side, in terms of your perspective, your view, it's too stiff on this side. We have a serious issue with that. I gotta fix that. But anyhow, if we turn the arms upward, we can bend them up this much. I'm pretty sure I can bend the right arm a bit more if I didn't have this issue with the butterfly joint, but whatever. Moving on, if we turn the arms downwards, we can bend them up about that much. At the elbows, we have these ball joints, so I'm pretty sure we can do a bicep flex on both sides. We have more than 90 degrees of bend on each elbow, thanks to the ball joints. Very nice. Very nice indeed. In fact, he can touch his head. Very cool. So let's take a look at the hands, at the wrists. We have quite a bit of bend. Look at that. It's amazing how much bend we have. Incredible. It almost looks like he's doing a ballet pose or something. Very neat. Look at how much bend we have. It's pretty damn good. Very good. And obviously we can rotate the hands at the wrists 360 degrees. So very good articulation thus far. We have this joint here in the middle of the torso, which gives us quite a bit of articulation in this area. Pretty sure you could rotate it a full 360 degrees, but you'd run into a bit of resistance because it's not really meant to be contorted to that, extent or in that manner. So let's take a look at the legs. Now we don't have much, leeway in terms of bending the legs upwards, unfortunately. So let's see, even if we turn them outwards, not much bend. But Luke, I don't recall him doing too many acrobatic maneuvers in the movie, particularly with his legs, so not a big deal. We can bend the legs about this much, front to back, as you can see. Take from that what you will. I personally don't mind. Maybe you think it's too limited. Not sure what you prefer. At the knees, we have more than 90 degrees bend, which is amazing. Look at that. It's incredible. Thanks to these ball joints in the knees. And at the ankles, we have a full 360 degrees of rotation. We can bend the feet backwards. Holy crap. I bent it back a bit too much. Sorry. Snapped on quite easily though. We can bend the feet backwards that much, upwards that much. Obviously we can bend the feet to the sides. So very good articulation on this figure overall. I'm very impressed. So let's put the arm down. Look at that. Look how that pops, that bulges out. Doesn't seem to be able to, retract more than that. I think maybe I have it inserted wrong because the last time it came out, I obviously had to put it back in myself, so I might have put it back in incorrectly. Maybe that's the issue. So now we're going to take a look at his lightsaber. So you just pull it off. There you go. And if you look closely, there's a socket into which this protruding component of his belt inserts, thereby allowing you to connect it to his belt. But obviously we've taken the lightsaber off because I'm going to alter the lightsaber such that he can be depicted wielding it while ignited. So what you do is you take this part off. See, it comes off. So I'm going to put that right there. And you take this over here and you just insert it. Bam, there we go. We have an ignited lightsaber. Let me just rotate the camera a bit. The parts here on the left are the ones that came with the figure of Luke. These on the right came with the figure of Darth Vader by S.A.'s Figuarts as depicted in Return of the Jedi, which I'll be reviewing in a separate video. So pay attention to these ones. So let's take this hand right here. Put his lightsaber in it. Give me a second here. Actually, let me rotate the camera back. There we go. Yeah, so let's put his lightsaber in his hand. There we go. Lightsaber's in his hand. Blade is attached. So let's take this hand off. There we go. And there he is with his lightsaber ignited. If we want to create a more dramatic look, we can take this head off. Take his additional head. Put that on instead. Bam, there we go. Luke Skywalker. Looking as if his hair is being blown back by the wind, holding his lightsaber. Very, very cool, isn't it? I know, very cool figure. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite ones now. And there we have Luke Skywalker. Let me just reposition this in his hand a bit so I can depict his left hand grabbing the bottom of the hilt. Give me a second here. There we go. Come on, Luke, stand up. There we go. So there we have Luke in a bit of a dramatic pose, if you will, holding his lightsaber. Very neat. I'll just adjust the focus, give you guys a better look. There we go. Maybe I should tilt the camera upward so you can get the entirety of the blade in the shot. There we go. Move this hand out of the way. There you have it, Luke Skywalker, holding his ignited lightsaber. Very cool. So, now we're going to show how the figure scales with other figures of characters from Star Wars. So here we have Luke in between two figures of Vader. The one on the left is Vader as depicted in Return of the Jedi by SH Figuarts, and the one on the right is Vader as depicted in, I believe, also Return of the Jedi by Hasbro's Black Series. And here is Luke in between two figures of Royal Imperial Guards by Hasbro's Black Series. And finally, we have Luke standing next to Emperor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, as depicted in Return of the Jedi by Hasbro's Black Series. So this has been a review of Luke Skywalker as depicted in Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi by Bandai's SH Figuarts. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.